So I've made it to episode 13 of season 1 of My Hero Academia. And this is the final episode of season 1 of My Hero Academia. It's a shorter season, only 13 episodes, but they've really built the action to a nice crescendo. We really got to see, All Might come out and show what he can bring to the fight. We've seen a little bit of development of Deku throughout this fight with this brain creature or what have you. Now the guy with the hands all over his face that can rot people. Well, he's kind of like the big villain against All Might, the big hero. I don't know what this final episode is going to hold, but I'm curious to see how the crescendo to the season plays out and what kind of feeling, mood, headspace it leaves me into going into season 2. And then after this episode, I've also got to figure out what am I going to do for season 2 coverage. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and watch My Hero Academia season 1, episode 13, In Each of Our Hearts. And just kind of giving us a round table of all the students at All Might with the battle against that brain beast. Oh, and what's he doing here? Oh, yeah, that was the punch I like so much. When he grabbed that star and then the one for all power, I think it is. That's kind of a clue someone told me as to the nature of that power, or it's just a core aspect of that power. But I love the nuclear punch that sent the brain beast up into the sky. I mean, I remember I was cheering pretty heartily for that. Yeah, kind of a recap of how his power is waning in the later years of his career. From 5 hits to 300 blows. Oh, and the steam, his Titan steam is coming out, so his time as a Titan is passing, and he's going to shift back into his human form. Small Might. I'm being facetious. I hope folks know that I'm being facetious about it being a Titan there. Sometimes my dry humor gets taken as a literal comment. So maybe I need to put LOL at the end of some of those statements. All right. So enough of the recap, getting into the show with the OP. And of course, during the OP, I do like to remind everyone that I have a Patreon now. And if you're not familiar with the Patreon, well, there's a link in the video description. Please go check it out, see what's going on over there. I would love to have you join the awesome Anime Dad Patreon community. We're about 25 people strong, and hopefully we'll grow in the future. All right, and we're back in this training dome with what looks like some wreckage going on. Oh, so they're dealing with the villain. Oh, that's earbud lady. I don't know what to call her. She's got the iPhone chargers hanging from her ears. Oh, man, this villain has really gotten the upper hand on this group of students who were doing pretty well, when we last checked in on them. But things aren't going as well for him now. Oh, he's an electric type too, so it was a good matchup with that electric type hero. Let's take this nice and slow. So what are they going to do in this situation? I don't know, it's the
type quirks are destined for mainstream success.
Oh, maybe since they're both electric, he's immune. So Earbuds there's playing a little psychological game with him, but her earbud is up to something. Look at that. I didn't realize how long they could grow. Her earbuds are practically tentacles. But having earphone jacks for ears. Oh, plugging into her boot? Into her own boot? Oh, it didn't work. So what happens if her earphone plugs into her boot? I don't remember that. Oh, look at this. People waking up. It's really putting them on the spot for students who aren't trained to deal with this hostage situation yet. So they've just got to figure it out for themselves. And I don't know that this sort of high pressure, high tension, life and death situation is the best time to be figuring out that sort of skill. Just got the fog of war, the smoke and dust and everything rolling across the battlefield. All Might's got Mr. Hand there confused. I can't remember Mr. Handface's name. Oh, All Might is not letting him get off of his spot. Even though his power is waning, and even though we saw a little of the steam coming off, like he could lose his form at any time, he's still not backing down. Still pushing down, but of course Deku knows about his weakness there, and the other students don't. So he's not so eager just to leave and let All Might take it. But All Might is trying to, I think, perform a holding maneuver. Just hold the villains in place so the students can escape to safety. And it's like one of those sacrifice himself for the good of those who he has challenged with protecting. Classic superhero move, right? But Deku can see through it, And Deco, with his own hero complex, is absolutely not going to stand for it, not going to go along with any plan that sacrifices his mentor All Might, right? Or maybe wrong. We'll see. We got Handyman and Shadow Spirit against All Might. I guess he could punch Shadow Spirit because we did realize he's got those few spots of vulnerability that are armored. Oh man, he's itchy. Is he needing a fix, or did he just get a fix? He's twitching like it's time for another dose of whatever his drug of choice is. Oh no, All Might is shriveling. You see that Titan steam coming out of him as he prepares to shrink to Small Might from All Might. Oh, all those generic villainous henchmen. It's funny how I think somebody actually commented in the comments about how like the quirk that the individual has shapes their personality. And when you look at all those villain henchmen, so many of them do look monstrous or hideous or look like you would expect them to be the bad guy. So maybe they're just fulfilling society's expectations. Perhaps a little interesting meta commentary going on in My Hero, and something I need to look forward to and try to investigate a little bit more as the show continues to unfold.
If these villains toy with him, he's done.
Where is everyone? I need...
Oh, I love this. All Might showing his own vulnerability, talking about his need for backup. And what's Deku doing? Did I see his legs?
But my leg still broke this time.
Oh, so the jump. Something about what he did before, like the adrenaline of the situation. He didn't think about what he was doing. He just flew into action, and it worked perfectly here. He thought about it a little bit, and he shattered his legs with his jump. And this punch. Oh no! What is this hand coming through the portal? Oh no! He used his rotting powers. Or is he... Oh, he's going to use his rotting powers right on Deku's face? Oh, that is going to be disastrous. No! Oh, what's a gunshot? Somebody saved Deku with a pistol? Oh, it's the backup. I like this guy. The sure shot pistol slinger there. Oh, he's like Deadshot. Look at that. Deadshot bullseye type of thing. That is awesome. Maybe just a touch of Punisher in there. He's got that Wild West look to his costume. And there's Mouser. All right, so now the teachers are here. Those villains are really going to get it. Clark Kent saved the day. The leg-powered Clark Kent saved the day with all the heavy hitters from the school. Let's see if these teachers really have earned their position. Let's see what happens when they take their... Oh! I like that DJ's sonic power. Little Banshee from X-Men, maybe. Little Black Canary. I like the Sonic Blast. Oh, what is this guy? Spitting foam? Oh, he spits foam that turns into versions of himself? I don't even have a good comparison for that one. And then there's little mouse guy. Danger Mouse. I don't know what to call him. Like, is there a power there? Or does he just look like a mouse and somehow went into academia? Oh, the gunslinger is not letting him get out without taking a few shots. He's got that gas mask. He's got that cowboy hat. It's a mixture of so many iconic characters there. Little Jonah Hex with the cowboy hat, a little Sandman with the gas mask. Not Morpheus Sandman, but the Golden Age Justice Society Sandman. Oh, I like that. Just the one eyeball peeking out between the fingers. All Might holding his ground, managing to keep himself together just long enough. He's like a hero. He digs deep and finds the constitution to keep his superhero form up until the villains have fully fled the school. And even though you chase the villains off, I guess you can call it a victory, you failed to apprehend them, so they're still out there to regroup and come with a new plan and a new attack and hit harder next time. But I do like showing the teachers at the school and what they can do. But I was pretty impressed with a few of the students, not the least of which is the Iceman student and Bakugo. They really demonstrated some good decision-making here in the battle against the villains. It definitely caused me to alter my opinion of Bakugo a little bit. We got to see a lot of good character development there with the class representative that I call Clark Kent. Oh, look at All Might. One big arm, one baby arm. One big side, one small side. I like the slow transition. His right half is Small Might, the left half is All Might. It'd be kind of cool if he got stuck in that form. That'd be an interesting thing to play with. Is this the end of All Might? Oh, the tears in Deku's face. Tears of joy that his mentor was not murdered by the villains. Pretty satisfying wrap up to a standard introductory season, right? I mean, episode's not over yet, but this is, I think we're going into denouement territory here. That was climax in the first half of the episode, denouement in the second half. Looking at that tail, I'm not sure if that's a mouse. Maybe that's a possum. I don't know what that little white creature is. Yeah, interesting that they chose one area to attack. Maybe they thought that was the most vulnerable area, the best place to draw in All Might without reinforcements. Oh, and All Might's still got to hide his Small Might side. Whoa, what was that? Do we have an alchemist here? Oh, that is very much like a Full Metal Alchemist move there with Blockhead. I like Blockhead with the man bun. I don't know what you call that. It's not quite a top knot. It's more of a ponytail. Protecting All Might's secret. Everybody working together, including Blockhead Handarm. That's my name for this guy. Blockhead Handarm. Cementos! His quirk is cement. I like that. It really looked to me like a serious alchemy move from Full Metal Alchemist. But I also like the idea that his quirk is cement. Also, possibly concrete. Cemento. That's like one of those characters you come up with when you're really running out of ideas. Cemento! Or it's your first and best idea. Like it's one end of the spectrum. Either you're totally out of ideas, so nothing's too crazy to work, or it's so crazy it's genius. I don't know, but Cemento. Cemento will be my next favorite superhero, right? Oh, they're going to an old abandoned bar. Let's see what we get, what kind of insight we get from the villains during this denouement. Oh, bleeding pretty hard from Gunslinger, who I really like Gunslinger. I like it that your quirk is gun. We got a quirk frog, cement, earbuds, and gun. Oh, mystery voice. It's kind of like Charlie from Charlie's Angels, if you ever watched that show. Just the mystery voice from a box. Oh, that's the brain monster, right? The brain monster was punched into orbit. So that was an actual creation. That wasn't someone who was just born naturally with a quirk. That was a creation. And Shadow Lord there. Unhappy. Oh, wow. They even, shredded the All Might poster. That looks like Wolverine came in there and shredded that poster. And if you hate All Might so much, why'd you even put a poster up in your bar or your clubhouse or your villain's hangout? Uh-oh. So this secret guy, who's a voice only, has a history with All Might. Clearly. Almost like a love-hate history, because he's got the poster up and he shredded the poster. He probably knows a little bit about the nature of All Might's power, and hearing about Deku, he probably knows exactly what's happening. So this guy's got to remain hidden. That means if he shows his face, he's someone who's known. So a guy who has to hide his face in the shadows, not only is he known to the world in which he lives, he may be known to us. This guy hiding behind that screen that says sound only may be someone we've met before, and we don't realize it's a villain. Oh, I like that possibility. Deku is the only one who got harmed. Oh, there's Invisible Glove person. And he's like karate squirrel tail guy, right? I mean, he looks like he's wearing a karate gi. Oh, Todoroki is destined to be a great hero, I think. I think as far as where they stand now, he's the #1 student in the class, if I were ranking them. And then Naval Beam is, of course, fine. A lot of low-level... I like that breastplate, that armor. It's sort of a French-European style, you know? We're talking about right around Napoleonic conquest, maybe a little earlier than that, a little Renaissance armor. We got Inspector Gadget over there trying to tell him what to do. It's Sue, the frog lady. All right, let's see how Aizawa was doing. Now, I don't know if it was an intentional error, but they had his blood pressure wrong. They had the lower number on top and the higher number on bottom, and it was also 96 over 100, which is not a blood pressure you ever see, not 100 over 96 either. So maybe they're just saying he's dead. 13. So, is 13 just the suit? Is there anything inside of that suit? Or is the shell the person? Oh, Sugar Granny, right? That's Recovery Girl? Give me some Sugar Granny. So interesting. They have a cat quirk. I don't know if you've ever seen Black Sad, but I'm thinking about Black Sad as the French comic book, I think, that I'm thinking of when I see the cat police officer. There's Deku. What's this? He's just having memories of Deku. Okay. So will that relationship between Bakugo and Deku ever improve? Kachan and Deku? It's going to go one of two ways. And after this last couple of episodes, I'm leaning towards reconciliation and friendship between those two rather than animosity, which I was ready to double down on 6 episodes in. Yeah, they have not encountered some of these villains before. You can see the serious concern on the teachers' faces. Very denouement moment for a first entry in a series. Oh, they captured him. He came back to Earth. I don't know how they captured that guy, though. He's such a brute, such a beast. I don't know how they managed to gather him. He must have been unconscious when they found him and they wrapped him up in that superhero restraint stuff. Yeah, I want to know the story behind Little Mouse, who seems to be the headmaster, or the dean, or whatever you want to call him. Principal? Superintendent? I don't know. But I got to find out more about the Little Mouse guy. I hope they explore his story at some point. And those old familiar faces. Go into the nurse's office, where Granny Sugar is there. All Might all wrapped up. I wonder how long he's going to be stuck in Small Might form now after like kind of overexerting himself as All Might in that last battle. Boy, I think he's even getting scrawnier as Small Might than he was before. Like, I think his vulnerability is increasing with time. What do they call her? Lady Recovery or something? Oh, so there's something behind Inspector Gadget here. Like All Might knows him. Nice. So we got a Commissioner Gordon here, for lack of a better term. Oh, look at All Might. His heart is in the right place. Continually showing what it is to be a hero, All Might. And then we're seeing how Deku just naturally has those same instincts. I like it. I like it. Showing those similarities, even though they seem so different on the surface. Yeah, the cop really applauding the teachers and their interference and what they did. And look at All Might, not taking all the credit himself. He's wanting to make sure that the students get the recognition they deserve too. Solid teacher there, All Might. Solid mentor. A special group. This is the chosen group that we're going to follow. So of course they've got to be special. And as long as Granny Sugar, Lady Recovery is there, Deku can keep using his power, I guess. I don't know if he'll ever learn how to harness it. Even though he did somehow do it once, he doesn't know what the secret was, doesn't know how he did it. I think the issue is moving without thinking. And then his instincts kick in and he protects himself. But when he thinks it through first, that's when he hurts himself. That's, my pretty easy to infer inference. I think that all the evidence is laid right out. I don't think I'm any brilliant person to kind of have that idea. But I do like our one-shot montage of the class and everything. That was nice. Really giving us a moment to feel the success of these students in their first trial and the improved respect they have for the teachers, the newfound respect the teachers probably have for the students, and just feeling a family come together from a group of individuals. The music building like that too is kind of nice. The good emotional exclamation point you want at the end of a season. I really liked season 1 of My Hero Academia. It didn't set out to do anything overly ambitious, which is probably good. It set out to let us know a group of characters, to let us know a world, to give them an adventure, to show us what they could do, but also to expose some of their shortcomings and let us know that they still have obstacles to overcome in the seasons that lie ahead. So I have nothing but thumbs up for season 1 of My Hero Academia. I totally see why it's such a popular show, such a popular manga also, I would imagine. But now my question is, what am I going to do with season 2? Am I going to go ahead and react to each episode, or am I going to watch the episodes and do reviews kind of in bundles? I never know what's going to work best. People seem to have the most interest in the reaction to the first episode, and then it just kind of decays with every episode after that. And with something that's got 6 seasons, that's a whole lot of episodes for people to lose interest in. But also the reviews, some of them seem to get a lot of interest, some of them don't. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll also kind of throw out maybe a little question on Patreon, or ask my Patreon folks to let me know there what they think I should do with season 2. But I'll think about it. I'll try to get a nice season 1 review and get all my feelings into a concrete form and just gush a little bit about season 1. And by then, maybe I'll figure out what to do with season 2. Whole lot lies ahead. I don't know if there's an after credits here on the finale, but I kind of feel like there might be, so I want to stick around to see if they have one. And it says plus ultra at the end. And we're at the nurse's office. Okay. So I'm glad I did stick around. There's something here.
We had no way of knowing, but the League of Villains' attack on the USJ was just the beginning. A bigger incident.
Echo, you're here!
Oh, man. This is a great tease for season 2.
We were just...
It's giving me an ominous feeling of something terrible on the horizon, but I have no idea what it is, so my imagination could run wild. Like, what in the world is this ninja monster looking thing up on the ceiling with the gross tongue? Oh, to be continued, second season. Well, I'm definitely going to watch the second season. I just don't know what I'm going to do for coverage. So, with all that, I'm going to say I'm proud of you for watching anime. I have loved My Hero Academia. Can't wait to watch more of it, talk about more of it. I'm proud of you for watching anime. I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.